Hi, my name is Max. I play wide receiver for the Manchester Titans adult contact team, and this is my player profile. My stepbrother, I was hanging out with him one time and he showed me American football. I'd never really thought about the sport at all, but he went to Boston College in America and he was really into the Patriots. And after watching that first game with him, I've just fallen in love with the sport ever since. Yeah, so when I was around 17, I really wanted to start playing American football properly, and where I was at the time, it wasn't viable. So I really made the decision to come back to Manchester, and I tried scouting around as much as I can. And thank God I found the Manchester Titans flag team. I played a couple games with those guys, and it was it was a great way to start the sport. But unfortunately, they couldn't take me because it was a little bit too late into the season. So I had to wait until next year to play for the under-17s. I played that first under-17 season. We went to the Nationals. Fortunately, came third place, but it was a great way to start my first year in the sport. Played under-19s the next season. It was one of the best under-19s teams I think we ever had, and we got to the Britbowl again, but unfortunately came up short, which was devastating, but it's just the way it goes with the sport sometimes. And then played under-19s again before I went to Bristol Pride for 2 years, and really learned some key things about football there before coming back to Manchester. And when I came back to Manchester, we had the down season, which was it was a great way to learn everything in terms of football wise on the team. But then after that season, we've come to this season and it's been an absolute ride. It's had its ups and downs, obviously. I've had my injuries, everyone does in the sport, but we've helped each other up and we've come this far and we've accomplished what we set out to do, didn't we? Well, there's no team that's going to be better than your team at home. Playing at Bristol, it obviously had the brotherhood and all that, but when I've been at the Titans, it's always been, there's been just something more tight-knit about us. We're all up from up here in the north, and we're all similar-minded in a way in some sort of ways for football, but yeah, Manchester's home and you can't be home. Oh, this one's tough. I have to say it's my under-19 semi-final against EKP. The game was an absolute shootout, offense side to sideline, just touchdown. And then with 1 minute, 10 seconds left, we needed a touchdown in order to get to overtime. And we had no timeouts, 1 minute, 10 left on the clock. We thought it was all over. And we just call that quick slant and somehow shake off 5 guys and I'm in the end zone. It's still a blur to this day. I have to give him props because when I was at Bristol, he just worked all the time. And Gyro Favreus, I've never played against an athlete or someone so smart in the sport and someone he's so fast. I couldn't get away from it. I run a post and he'd be on my heels the whole time. Nah, in my life, I've never been overcome by emotions before, but in that final with that, I know probably everyone else said it, but when that whistle went, I've never had that feeling of just everything went from underneath me and I just fell to the floor. I've never had that before, and it was one of the greatest feelings ever. It's the greatest feeling I've ever had. I've never had that where literally everything crumbles from underneath you and you can't do anything but break down and fall to the floor. It may sound weird, but it was that feeling. It is a huge honor because I've been playing for the sport around 5-6 years now, and I've seen all the players close to me going up to that team, and it was, you always want it to be you in a way, but you got to wait for your time. And seeing everyone get in the GB squad, everyone's in the 19 squad. When I didn't get invited to the 19 squad, I thought, what's going on? I've got to work hard, I've got to train harder. And then I got my chance with the GB's men's, and it's just been going great ever since, putting the hard work. And Yeah, it's with my brothers as well. I've always, before I got invited, I saw everyone on their socials and everyone was posting and all that. I was like, I should be there. Really should be there right now. And when I got the call, I put everything I had into it, and I'm so gassed that I made it into that 70-man, 5-man squad. Mm. Whoa, that is. Oh no, that is really putting someone on the spot. I can't have a favorite. No, everyone's gonna hate me. Uh, hmm. Well, it's between my guys. I can't say one. They all hate me. They all pick one. I have to pick one. Tom Jones. He's my boy. Well, two of them. Yeah, it's gonna be Bamba. Probably Bamba because yeah, he's my boy in the slot. So I'm always within 5 yards from my guy. So he gets some stick at practice. Don't know why, but Chris Peel always gets the stick from everyone at practice. I don't know why. Everyone just gets annoyed at him. Even new coaches do. It's just a knack for him. I think he's used to it now. Smartest player, Sam Bloomfield. Sam Bloomfield. He knows everything going into the play. Oh, dopey isn't dopey. Okay, I thought you meant like dopest. Oh, that's the dopiest. Who's the dopiest? Everyone else has done the answers quicker than this, have they? They've actually answered pretty quickly. Oh my god. No, I now understand what it's like for the NFL players when they get asked these questions. They're like, I've got to go. He's gonna hate me. Sam Ridgway. I'm sorry, Sam, I love you. DK. DK always gets hyped. Joe Nick. Dude's always like, you have to crack a smile in him every so often. Scott Higgins. Scott Higgins, I trust him with my car, with most things. Chris Winrow. It have to be Scott. Just wouldn't want to fight Scott. Sam Fossey. Sam Fossey's always working so hard every single day. That's all I know from him is hard work, and he pushes me every day. Connor. Connor. Tyler. Tyler would absolutely drink. He's got that. He's just gonna outdrink me. I know it. I'm not a big drinker, so I think anyone could really outdrink me on the team. Shaq, because he dragged me across the whole place. Rio. Cringiest thing about Britbowl. Commentators. It's a shot, isn't it? It's a hive. It's a hive mind. We're a hive mind, as cliche as it is. Unselfish team. Unselfish. My first answer I wasn't going to be able to say just now. Can I say my first answer, you cut it, and then I give a second answer? House. Yeah, he's a little bit overzealous. When I was younger, I wanted to play normal football, silly ball, but as I grew up, I've sort of lost love for the game. I just want to go to the Trafford Centre. Got everything. In the Trafford Centre, you legit got everything you could ever ask for in a night for just a day of doing whatever you want. Past Blackburn. Well, you gotta put. Oh no, I'm gonna get slated. You gotta put bag in, then water, and then let it stay in there for a bit. Let it brew, and then I like to take the bag out, put the milk in, and then put sugar in and stir it. So that's my. There's no right answer. So you can see here on the play, we've got, we're really close to the end zone. We really need to punch it in. Luckily, it's first down. John kicked it in for a first down just before the end zone. So we've got a couple tries. So we played a similar play to this before on them, where we ran a slant, but to hide away the fact that, or to try and trick them in a way, instead of just running the slant straight into that safety there, I quickly kick that back out. But the cornerback's so far off that he thinks, oh, I'm just running a slant, that when I do sit down, he's already committed. And then Sam just is throwing motion. He just puts a dime in there. But I just see the release. I sell outside quickly and that break inside. And then he sort of loses footing. And then Sam just puts it right there. And all I have to do is reach for the end zone, really. This play, we've run it so many times in practice, and it's worked in practice most of the time. We've had hit or miss tries with it, but we haven't really, when we've called it in games, it hasn't really worked as well. But we needed a play to get a touchdown real quick because they've just scored, so we need this touchdown here. And it's just an absolute beautiful. I can't say anything else, but me and Sam just went through this play so often that we both knew exactly what we were doing. Sam knew from his steps to where I was going to be. And even if I was covered, Sam would know where I was going to go after the play, because this play is a very dangerous play if it's not done properly. If the cornerback somehow reads it properly, he's going to go for a pick six most likely. But if you do run it perfectly, you get him to buckle as he did, and you get to the end zone, or you get back to the sideline. But great from everyone else on the other side of the play. O-line blocking. And then the route was decent. I could have run the route better, but I was on a sprained ankle at the time. So that's the best route you're going to get from me. But we scored the touchdown. Sam was so happy. You can see him afterwards because we put a lot of time into that one. A lot of time. So here we've got a play against the Tamworth Phoenix in our second game. So we had this play earlier in the game, and me and Luke saw the same thing. So we thought, we're backed up, we need a play right now, and we thought we'd go for it. So I saw outside coverage by the DB, so I stemmed towards him as I'm moving towards. So instead of running straight up field, I attack his toes, so that all he can think about is I'm going to either run straight at him and out, or he's going to have to try and pass me off to the safety. But by the time that I get there, him and the safety aren't able to communicate quick enough. So as I'm breaking up, as I just get on his toes, that's when I break upfield. And his responsibility is that flat, so he just lets me go, thankfully. But if I didn't press all the way, he would have passed me off to the safety, and I would have probably been covered, or it would have been a catch, but not for as much distance. But yeah, and then there's nothing like that feeling when you're at the 40-yard line and there's no one behind you, and all you got to do is gotta keep a decent speed. But yeah, you can see my elation in the end zone version of this video. But if you go back real quick as well, Sam, as he's rolling out, I don't think he believes it that I'm so open, because he holds onto it but he takes a shot after. He takes an absolute shot. But that's what Sam's done for me all year. He takes shots for me. And Bamba, because he's so dangerous, and he caught a couple of those before, he drew the double coverage. That's where they thought Sam really was going to go. But instead of that, Sam throws a dart. Absolute. It scared me a little bit. I thought it was going to overthrow me for a second. So I had to really put it into another gear to get under it. And all the way to the end zone. And you can see the sideline. I don't know what's going on. Maybe not the best sideline awareness, but well, it was a big play in the game because we need to get something going. And beautiful blocking up front as always from our O-line. I can't say it enough. Our O-line blocked their asses off this year, and it made my life amazing. So here we are in the Britbowl. It's 3rd down and 3. We need to get this drive going. And Sam takes the snap. and we see a nice work on the other side for us to work our blocking scheme. So as we get that, Bamba runs that, and I get a good push on the DB, but he pushes me back. Unfortunately, my feet got underneath me, and he pushed me back. He got to Bamba. I'm there, just on my hands and feet, but then Chris, absolutely, just what every football player should think is, when you see your teammate up like that, you see him and you push that pile. And in essence, him doing that as Sam's rolling out, he sees it as well. Sam sees that Chris has started to push the pile. And then in essence, me seeing Sam do it, I thought, oh no, I need to get on this pile. And as we're pushing the pile, you can see everyone's pushing at exactly the same time. Sam's got Bamba by the jersey. He's trying to pull him up, keep him up so he gets to that first down. If it's the only time that we've all felt like O-linemen, but it was all me and my guys on the GB team as well, who I just don't, like, if you see everyone's legs at exactly the same time, we all start pushing. Everyone's pushing a certain part of the pile so it doesn't fall over. That the only way we go is we move forward. And it's so unselfish, and everyone is... And then you got the actual lineman, Corey, just pointing for the first down. But I didn't want to push Sam too hard in the back because he's my QB. I don't want to hit my QB, but I knew I needed to get behind him. So I had to really push into his back. But... the thing is, we all just want to block at the end of the day. Sam can't because he's a QB, and Johnny did get in there in the end, but he was a little late to the party. But if you could watch it one more time, I could watch this play another 100 times if you wanted right now. You got Chris there, and then Sam pushes, and then I just copied Sam really. And then after I pushed Sam, the whole pile starts moving. And even though it was like 5 against 4, we still got that pile to push that 4 yards that we needed. And this was such a magic play. Everyone pushing, everyone working. Bamba's just there, Bamba's probably just there in the pile, just hoping to get pushed. But Bamba staying up, that is amazing balance by him, and Chris starting that pile because he knew that Bamba needed that extra push, and then we all just piled together. And then getting called an O-lineman was very nice as well.
I look at him sometimes, I line up, I do this really kind of ignorant thing where I go, I'm going to beat this guy. And then I never do. And then I don't get humbled. So it's as simple as that. And I just repeat that process over and over. So